So go ahead and just introduce yourself.
My name's Chris Banks, organizer with the Answer Coalition.
So how did you feel when you heard about the sentencing?
I had two feelings, an utter lack of surprise and outrage. It was a racist murder that was committed where a white cop killed a young black man and got away with it. And it's not the first time, and it probably won't be the last time, but there's nothing but that I can say I feel other than real sorrow for family, the friends, and the community, and bitter outrage at the police and the so-called justice system.
How do you think people are going to react? Are you expecting what kind of expectations do you think are going to be happening here?
Well, I think regardless of the number of people that come out to this demonstration here today, I think the sentiment of the people in Oakland is the same, that people are angry and people are not surprised, and police brutality is something that has been a feature of life for people in Oakland for decades. And it's not just that the police can kill somebody and get away with it, but it's, just the daily harassment, the daily abuse, the daily incarceration of masses and masses of young people that goes on. And it's not just in Oakland, it's all over the place. And I think everybody's angry. I think everybody's upset. And I think people, it's interesting that this verdict came right after the elections that just happened, because we're kind of told over and over, like, change comes from voting somebody in office. And it's like, what change has come? What's happening?
So I guess the historical part of it is that, for the first time, there's an officer that's found guilty for murdering somebody, but at the end, does that really matter? Does that even count? What does that really mean?
I think, judging from conversations I've had, it means absolutely nothing, because he committed a murder and he was convicted of involuntary manslaughter. He was sentenced to 2 years. There's people who stole. There's people in this crowd right here who have friends and family who have served 2 years or more for stealing a bag of chips from a corner store. For Michael Vick got 2 years for killing a dog, and Mehserle gets 2 years for taking the life of a young man who had a daughter and a wife and a mother. And I don't think anybody here, that message has been lost on anybody. Everybody feels like this is an injustice, and further proof that if you have a badge, you have a license to kill anybody that you want to, and they will never be held to account. And that's really our hope here today, is that, and I think the other lesson that people learn, which is that even that sentence of 2 years, which is inadequate, only came about because people took to the streets and organized and were pissed off and spoke out, and people know that was the only reason he got convicted. That he killed Oscar Grant, and 8 days passed, and he hadn't even been detained. He hadn't even been questioned. A person who killed another human being hadn't even been questioned for 8 days until there was a massive protest at Fruitvale BART station. And everybody remembers that. Everybody in Oakland knows that's how it went.
And now it's been 2 years since the murder of Oscar Grant. And what does that mean to you as an activist? Does it mean that the battle ends here, or does it still continue?
No, I think the battle continues. The Oscar Grant was not the first person that the police killed. They killed Gary King Jr. 2 years before that. They killed Jose Buenrostro a year before that. They have a long list of murders. And it's not just the OPD, it's the SFPD, it's the Berkeley PD, it's the BART police, and it's not just Oakland, it's in LA. And so in Detroit, in Florida, Louisiana, Texas. This is a police brutality and which is inseparable from racism, targeting of specific communities. Everybody knows this is a nationwide epidemic, and everybody knows that this is not the end, that we need to continue to organize, and if we really want to seek justice.
Thank you. Is there anything else that you want to add?
I mean, one more thing, which is that you know, police brutality and kind of police abuse is not inseparable from other issues. And so as an activist and a lot of people in the crowd understand that it's the poorest communities that get targeted. The poorest communities are where the cops go and have a presence and lock people up. And so the fight against police brutality is also a fight for really economic justice. It's a fight. It's a fight to really against a system where there's massive inequity, where you have enormous wealth in the hands of a tiny minority of people, and the majority of people who work don't have much. And and as long as a system like that's in place, you're gonna have police brutality. And so everybody here is making those links and those connections, and we're not done, and we're gonna keep fighting.